Welcome to today's Explainer. I'm genuinely so excited to share this one with you because we're tackling something that is incredibly bizarre yet deeply universal. I mean, it's an experience you have every single night. You close your eyes, you drift off to sleep, and suddenly you're entirely immersed in worlds that simply do not physically exist. So today we're looking at the architecture of reality and what our daily, or actually scratch that, our nightly dreams actually reveal about the hidden mechanics of the human mind.
So let's just jump right in and ask the central question that's been baffling neuroscientists and philosophers for ages. Why does the mind accept these simulated realities so easily? Think about it for a second. The sheer strangeness of dreaming isn't just the wild stuff that happens in the dream. It's the fact that while it's happening, we usually have absolutely zero clue that we're dreaming. We just accept it as total, objective truth.
I mean, just look at the totally impossible experiences we endure night after night. You might find yourself flying over cities with architecture that literally defies gravity. You could be having a completely casual conversation with someone who passed away years ago. Or maybe you walk through a door in your childhood home and boom, suddenly you're teleported into the middle of a dense jungle having coffee with a talking dog. And what is your brain's reaction to this? Yep, typical Tuesday. The cognitive dissonance is basically zero. Your brain accepts these completely absurd, impossible physics without batting an eye. Everything feels completely normal, right up until your alarm clock goes off and shatters the whole illusion.
All right, take a deep breath, because here is the central paradigm-shifting twist of this whole explainer. The real reason your mind accepts dream worlds so easily, it's because the exact same brain that creates those dreams is also responsible for constructing your waking experience. I really want to let the weight of that idea sink in for a second. The reality generator that so easily fools you at night is the exact same one running the show for you right now during the day.
Section 1. The Brain's Model, Constructing Reality.
Now, this raises some of the deepest questions we can possibly ask about our own existence. To really understand this, we need to look at how our brain actually processes the world around us. Most of us just assume, right, that we experience the external world exactly as it is, perfectly raw, completely unfiltered. But that's simply not true. Your brain is essentially locked inside a dark, silent vault. It never actually touches reality directly. Instead, it works like this. Step 1. Your senses gather electrical signals from the outside environment. Step 2, your brain interprets those incoming signals. And then step 3, the brain generates a conscious experience based on that interpretation. Sight, sound, touch, taste, time, space, it is all processed and reconstructed internally.
So the crucial point is this. You are experiencing the brain's model of reality, not reality itself. Now, your waking life feels super stable and consistent, but that's just because this model is incredibly accurate. It's been fine-tuned over millions of years for your survival. But fundamentally, it's a simulation drawn up by your neural circuitry.
Section 2. Absurdity is normal. Logic during dreaming.
Okay, so if the brain is this highly tuned reality modeling machine, what happens when it goes off script? Like, why do we accept the absolutely absurd so unquestioningly in our sleep? Well, we have to look at the physiological changes in the dreaming brain state. During REM sleep, the systems associated with your critical reasoning, logical analysis, and self-awareness essentially power down. They just go offline. But at the exact same time, the emotional and visual regions of your brain remain highly active. So what you get is intense emotion and incredibly vivid imagery completely flooding your system, while your logic centers are just too weak to point out the obvious contradictions. The mind basically prioritizes the raw experience over analyzing whether any of it actually makes sense.
Which brings us to a really profound takeaway about human consciousness. The mind doesn't actually require objective reality to produce a convincing experience. If the brain generates a coherent enough simulation, your consciousness simply accepts it, period. The feeling of realness that you experience, it isn't actually proof of external truth. Realness might just be the feeling of your brain successfully maintaining a stable internal model, regardless of whether you are awake or fast asleep.
Moving on to Section 3. Waking versus dreaming. Two different states.
Of course, all of this leads to the ultimate burning question. If waking life is just a constructed model, why does it feel so much more stable and permanent than a dream? Well, let's compare the two directly. In waking reality, your senses are providing continuous external feedback. Your eyes, your skin, your ears, they're constantly reinforcing the physical laws around you. Objects stay exactly where you left them, and shared experiences are confirmed by the people around you. But in dreaming reality, those worlds are entirely internally generated. The physics constantly morph and shift because there is zero external sensory correction to keep the model in check. And this brilliantly illustrates that waking life is essentially just a highly structured dream anchored by constant sensory reinforcement.
This is exactly why neuroscientists increasingly describe perception with this absolutely incredible phrase: perception is a controlled hallucination. Your brain isn't just a passive video camera recording the world. No way. It is an active reality generator, constantly predicting what's out there, and then updating those predictions using the incoming sensory signals. When you're awake, the hallucination is controlled by the outside world. When you dream, well, that exact same mechanism just operates without any external correction.
Section 4. Lucid Dreaming, the System Glitch.
Now you might be wondering, is there a way to catch the brain in the act? Actually, yes, there's a fascinating phenomenon that essentially proves we can watch our brain construct reality in real time. It's a sort of glitch in the matrix called lucid dreaming. It's a state where an individual becomes fully aware they are dreaming while the dream continues, allowing their consciousness to literally observe the simulation from the inside. Just imagine the deeply philosophical impact of this. You're inside the simulation, your awareness recognizes that the reality around you is completely fabricated, yet you're still existing inside it. You can explore it, you can even influence the environment. It really exposes the hidden creativity of the mind right before your very eyes.
And the crazy part? We have physical proof of how powerful this internal simulation actually is. Your physical body often cannot tell the difference between a real and an imagined experience. Inside a dream, if you feel fear, love, grief, or joy, your actual heart rate changes, your stress hormones spike, your muscles physically react in the bed. Sometimes you wake up and those intense emotions linger for hours, right? The brain processes imagined experiences using many of the exact same neural systems as real ones, which completely blurs the line between reality and imagination.
Which brings us to our final section. Section 5. Controlled Reality, the Mind's Power.
As we wrap up this explainer, I really want us to pause and think about what this means for how we live and experience our daily lives. These core lessons derived from our sleep cycles reveal the hidden architecture of consciousness itself. The big takeaways? Perception is actively constructed by you. Your awareness easily and willingly accepts internal simulations, and because of this, our sense of reality is fundamentally much more unstable than we probably like to admit. Everything you know, everything you see, everything you feel, your entire conscious experience is always, without exception, filtered through neural interpretation. In a very real sense, your consciousness never actually leaves the dark vault of your mind.
Which leaves us with this final, mind-bending thought to take away today. Great thinkers throughout history have asked how we can truly 100% know we're awake. Now, science doesn't suggest ordinary waking life is literally a dream, but every single night, your mind proves beyond a shadow of a doubt that it is fully capable of generating believable realities internally that you accept without question. So, look around you right now, take it all in, and ask yourself, could reality itself be a kind of simulation? I'll leave you to ponder that one. Thank you so much for joining me on this explainer, and hey, keep questioning the world around you.